What's up, you fools? Mad ESC United, your favorite Eurovision channel. Welcome back. This is the ESC United Expert Panel. Yes, we are here to review all of the songs in the running for the Eurovision Song Contest 2019. 41 of them. It's a long journey, but we're no quitters. And so, as pointed out, we talk about them, see what we like, what we don't like, and at the very end, give you a score. Are you ready? Well, let's talk about it first, and then we'll go to the scores, one thing after another. Anyway, so in case you don't know how it works in Portugal, Festival da Cancao is a music festival that takes place every year, and the winner ultimately is being given the privilege to represent Portugal at Eurovision. And after a very interesting show, we have the winner. It's Conan Osiris with Telemóveis. Do we like it or not? Let's talk about it. It is definitely has left an impression in the betting odds amongst the fan community. Do we agree or do we not agree? Zach, why don't you go first?
I love the WTF of the song. I don't know how else to explain it. It's just everything about it is so weird. This metaphor of communicating with people from the other side, with the cell phone, the staging, the costumes, the backup dancers spazzing out. I'm not sure if that's a certain type of dance style. But just everything about it is just so weird, but I'm so captivated by it. It's a full package performance. And, the funny thing is, I don't know if I'd actually listen to the song when when the album comes out, but I feel like the performance makes the whole song. And that's what wholly makes me like the song. Now, as much as I like the song, here's the thing I'm going to say. If there's one song that I think people should be worried about being a fan favorite that's not going to qualify, I think it's going to be this one. Really? I feel like people are just going to take it as a joke entry and not take it seriously and consequently not vote for it. It's not one of those joke entries that's going to make people laugh and say, oh, I remember that, I want to vote for it. It's going to be kind of one of those perceived joke entries that people are just going to be like, yeah, that was weird. I don't know what that guy was on. He was off his meds or something today. And that's a shame because I think this is really Portugal going back to its true form. And it's just so cool to see Portugal, for the third year in a row, have this fantastic national selection. And despite last year's results, having entries that are true to themselves, top quality, even if they aren't scoring high, but just leaving an impression on us for the third year in a row. So
you said plenty. No, seriously. So no, it makes perfect sense. And I agree with you. I mean, it's a kind of song to me when it's on, like when I watch, like, oh my God, this is so weird, so much fun. I love it when it's on. Yet I don't necessarily seek it out when it's on CD, right? Just listening to it. This is just not my go-to, but this really comes to me like together live. It's once again just WTF kind of thing, and if you get it, you get it, and if you don't, then you don't. And you make a very valid point about this could be the potential non-qualifier, not because I don't want to qualify, because I do, but as you pointed out, this could go either way. People could completely click with them like, oh my God, this is totally captivating me as well, and people go crazy, or people just going to be like, I don't get it. Yeah, he's off his meds. It is really could go either way, and I have no idea what's going to happen. Unfortunately, we all know the story of the song, like the meaning, right? I'm talking on his cell phone to people that have died and all that stuff. It's kind of cool, but 99.9% people don't speak Portuguese, so they will not get that. And he's not like on stage holding a big cell phone and then there's like a ghost coming on stage, talking to him. It's really like a little too visual there, but you get my point. I don't know if the message really matters for this song to a lot of people. I enjoy it. I think it would just be a fun song to have in the final. It's not fun like a hot party song, but just for it being so out there, so daring, and I agree with Zach as well. If it doesn't qualify, I don't think Portugal should be too upset about it. I mean, you can be upset because we're all upset, but you should not be ashamed. I think that is the word, because at least you tried something unique, and it comes down to whether or not people click with it. But I applaud it. I think it's a great song. It's different, and we need this at Eurovision. How about you, Samuel?
I'm always very excited for Portuguese national selection. Culturally, we are kind of sim. They are kind of similar to Brazil. At least we speak the same language.
Ish.
Yeah. Indeed. You know, there are some Brazilians that don't understand Portuguese people. You know,
Yeah,
we
I heard
don't
that.
understand
Yes.
them.
No,
Yeah.
I get that all the time. I hear that from my friends. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But the thing is that I think the song is just fantastic. It's one of my favorites. I like it since the very first time I've listened to it. Um, I don't think it's a borderline qualifier or people are not going to get the meaning of the song. Like I don't care about the meaning of the song, to be honest. Like it's a plus for me. I like this how it sounds. I like how Conan sings it. I like the performance. That dancer is everything. So I think that people are going to fall for that. They're not really going to connect to the meaning of the song because most of the people in Europe don't speak Portuguese. But I think they are going to fall for the performance. The performance overall, it's super good. He's very charismatic. It has this mysterious feeling. The lighting, at least in the national final, was just great. The background images was just a marvelous. The roses were everything worked very well. I'm just not sure about the color. I think the performance when they were using a black outfit was better. I'm not a fan of the white outfit. But overall, it was just marvelous. I think it's a sure qualifier, and many people are comparing this to Iceland, saying that Iceland is more like a something that people are going to fall for Iceland, but it's going to be more difficult to fall for Portugal. I think it's actually the opposite. I think Portugal it's much more interesting for the general audience, and Iceland could be a non-qualifier. I don't think Iceland is not going to qualify. I think both are going to qualify, but surely Portugal is going to get much more points, especially
right.
from the public.
There's a lot words of confidence coming from Sanio. Calvin, save the best, or depending on your opinion, worst for last. What are your thoughts?
I think what sets this entry apart are its creativity and its showmanship. I think, first off, it is such a perfectly executed mix of so much. Even when I am listening to it for the 1,000th time, I'm always surprised by the directions that it goes. I think the way it inserts the vocals with the percussion, with kind of that marimba sort of thing, I think is perfect. I think too many people in Phoenix have seen me strutting to when the beat comes in on the way to Safeway. I first off would like to say that the entry is a stunning composition. And secondly, the performance at the final of FDC was flawless. I thought it was one of the most enjoyable and wondrous viewing and listening experiences I have ever had at a Eurovision National Final. I thought the performance was absolutely fantastic. When the dancer comes down the stairs and does the first death drop, it just brings me so much joy, and I gasp every time because it's just such a beautiful and liberating moment. I'm so amazed that someone came up with it, and that Eurovision is the perfect platform for something like this, is why I love Eurovision. I love this song. I actually currently have it not only near the top of my list, but at the top of my list for actually winning the semi that it's in. I have only good things to say about it. Wonderful, wonderful job, Portugal.
Wow. What a way to end this portion of the video. So, words of praise from Calvin. That you can talk all day long. It comes down to your points, right? Your score. So let's talk about it. Every jury member or ESC United team member had a chance to vote, with 10 points being amazing, 1 point being not amazing. So let's go through it one by one. Zach, what's your score?
Yeah, love the song, love the performance. Is it one of my favorite songs? Yes. Is it my favorite song of the bunch? No. Only that favorite song gets the 10, so this gets a 9.
Well, that's not too bad. My score, first of all, one of my favorite parts of the song, there are plenty cool songs out there, and I love the can you call? I mean, it's the backup singers, right? Making these. It's like so cool. That's like my favorite part. I meant to point that out. It was weird when they were on stage during the semifinal. I'm like, you're slightly distracting me with doing the noises in the back. But once they're off stage or like to the side, it's less.
Wait, they were on the stage in the semifinal?
Yes, they were like right behind him, and they're doing like you know. So it's like
they're giving you that sensation.
Yeah, but I know I get it, but it's still kind of like I'm more focused on them making those noises, right, rather than enjoying the performance.
Yeah, that would have been weird.
It was weird, but they fixed that, of course, and I'm sure that we'll do the same thing at Tel Aviv. I enjoyed. As said, I don't necessarily always seek it out as a studio version, but when it's on, it's fantastic. 8.5 from me. Sanio.
It's a 10, man. Like, perfect. Like, seriously. Like, everything works very well. It's very creative. It's very daring. Even my mom is 54 and she loves it. Like, you don't even need to be modern or be young to like it. Like, it's just fantastic.
All right. Pretty good score. I mean, can't get any better. So it's an awesome score, technically. Calvin, I have a feeling I know your score already.
I love the composition. I love Conan. I love his backing dancer and his efforts to, win that Kentucky Derby, Louis Vuittel. But I just think it's so fantastic, and I don't think I'm surprising anybody by giving it a 10.
Yes. So, yeah, I just had to make it official. I figured by now that this would be a 10 from you. So, pretty good score from us. But, as said, we're only 4 people. Over 20 people have voted. And we combined the score. And here is the final score for Portugal. Are you ready? Portugal, from the ESC United team, is going to get... I see a lot of head shaking there. It is 6.50.
I knew it. I saw this coming.
I know. It's like, so Calvin is shocked, Sanio is pissed, and Zach
Who
is
are
laughing.
these people? Jesus Christ.
Well, it is keep in mind, this is an average score, right? This is a very, very polarizing entry. And keep in mind, I will post all the individual scores in our in the description box so you can check it out. It is basically love or hate, right? There is very little wiggle room in between. That's the kind of song Portugal is. And a ranking doesn't always tell the full story for that reason. But Portugal just, once you add it all up, the low scores, there are a bunch of 1, 2, 3s and a bunch of 10, 9, 8s. And ultimately, that's what it brought it down to 6.50. Still not good enough for you, Sanio?
I'm very disappointed. I think you should fire half of your staff. Or
How dare you not sharing my taste? Ouch.
Jesus Christ! How is that even possible? But anyway, I think like seriously, I understand that. I think it's a very polarizing entry. But I'm actually surprised because I thought it was much more fan friendly. I'm actually surprised.
What about you, Calvin? I mean, you're.
I am disappointed, yes, but more than disappointed, I am surprised. Given the reception that the song had seemed to get from the fans, I thought it would be a lot higher. Even I actually haven't seen it to be as polarizing as it has been, which I guess that surprised me a little bit. But mostly, I'm just kind of surprised. I thought this would be up at the very top.
I still stand by what I say. Like, I still feel like this is going to be this year's fan wink that may not qualify. I feel like we're in love with it because we've heard it so many times that we kind of we're in the bubble. But I worry that people who are going to see it the first time are going to look at it the way they looked at Forever last year, just like, what the heck is going on? Like, that's the way my friend was when he saw the Belarus performance last year. And it didn't qualify. And I think that could potentially happen this year with Portugal, where it just maybe the WTF may just be too much for certain people and they may not vote for it. But we'll see. I mean, I think it's hard to say who's going to qualify in the finals now. Like, I look at the 10 from each semifinal and I struggle to figure out who my 10 are yet. But things get really crystallized once rehearsals start, and usually we have a good track record of at least predicting 8 to 10
Don't
or 9
jinx
to
it.
10.
Don't jinx it.
Well, considering us plus the voters, the readers, they do a really good job of getting our scores higher. I know myself, I'm horrible at predicting, but with the rest of the staff, we get better. And then with the readers adding their 2 cents in as well, we usually have a pretty good track record.
We usually have a pretty between 8 and 10 for sure.
Yeah,
So there you have it. 6.50 for Portugal. If you agree, leave a comment below. If you disagree, leave a comment below. Would love to hear from you. There is a link in the description box to the poll. You can still change things in the readers poll. It's not all done yet. Love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. We got to move on to the next review. Have a good day.